Silence is often misunderstood. When someone stays quiet, people assume they're shy, uninterested, unaware, or even weak. But the truth is usually the opposite. Silence is one of the strongest forms of intelligence. And the people who use it intentionally are often the ones who understand the world better than anyone else. Today, you're about to discover the real psychology behind why smart people stay quiet. And as you listen, pay attention to how many of these traits you recognize in yourself or in the people around you. If you enjoy deep psychology and human behavior content like this, make sure you subscribe to the channel Human X. For more videos that reveal the truth about the mind and the world we live in, smart people stay quiet because their mind is constantly processing. Most people talk to figure things out. They speak first and think later. But intelligent people think before they speak. Their brain runs several scenarios, predictions, and outcomes before a single word leaves their mouth. This internal processing makes their silence feel mysterious to others. But to them, silence is simply the space they need to think clearly. Their mind is always observing patterns, picking up hidden details, and understanding things that most people miss. So while others rush to fill the air with noise, smart individuals use silence as a tool to sharpen their thoughts. Another reason smart people stay quiet is because they understand the emotional cost of unnecessary conflict. They don't need to win every argument. They don't need to prove a point just to satisfy their ego. They can walk away from pointless debates because they value peace more than being right. And that self-control is a sign of emotional strength, not weakness. Smart people know that arguing with close-minded individuals is a waste of time. They've learned that some people don't want the truth. They want attention, or validation, or drama. And so the intelligent person saves their energy for conversations that matter. Their silence is a filter that protects their mental space. Silence also comes from confidence. Smart people don't feel pressured to speak just to impress others. They don't talk to prove they're smart. They don't feel uncomfortable with pauses or quiet moments. They're comfortable with themselves. In fact, insecure people tend to talk more, hoping their words will earn them approval. But confident people know that their value doesn't come from how much they say. Often, the quietest person in the room is the one who everyone secretly respects, because their silence feels intentional and powerful. One of the most fascinating psychological traits of smart individuals is something called observational intelligence. This is the ability to notice behavior, patterns, emotions, and hidden dynamics in social situations. And people with strong observational intelligence speak less because they are busy watching. They can sense tension in a conversation. They notice when someone is lying, exaggerating, or acting fake. They pick up on micro-expressions, tone changes, and subtle details that everyone else ignores. Their silence is their superpower. It allows them to see what loud people miss. Smart people also stay quiet because they don't need external validation. They don't chase attention or applause. They don't need to be the center of every conversation. Their sense of identity comes from within, not from the reactions of others. This makes their silence look mysterious, sometimes even intimidating. People can't figure them out because they don't reveal everything, and that privacy gives them an advantage. When you're quiet, nobody knows what you're thinking, planning, or feeling. Silence keeps your power hidden. Another reason intelligent people stay quiet is because they're selective with their words. They believe that words matter. They understand that once something is said, it can't be taken back. So they choose their statements carefully. They avoid gossip, meaningless chatter, and drama-filled conversations. They prefer authenticity and depth. This is why many smart people view silence as a sign of maturity. It means they've reached a point where they can control their impulses enough to keep quiet when needed. And that discipline makes their voice even more impactful when they finally decide to speak. Many smart individuals are introverted, but that's not the main reason they stay quiet. Silence isn't always about personality. It's about strategy. Silence allows them to observe, reflect, and understand before acting. It gives them a clearer picture of situations, people, and opportunities. They speak only when they have something meaningful to say, not just to fill the air. And that makes their words carry weight. There's also a scientific reason behind this behavior. Research shows that highly intelligent people often experience something known as cognitive overload. Their mind processes large amounts of information rapidly, which sometimes makes speaking feel unnecessary or even distracting. They prefer to analyze internally first. Their silence isn't a lack of thoughts, it's an abundance of them. Smart. People also avoid speaking because they're aware of how easily words can be misinterpreted. They understand that misunderstandings happen not because of what is said, but because of how people perceive it. So they choose silence over explanations that might be twisted, criticized, or misunderstood. They know that clarity isn't always achieved through talking. Sometimes it's achieved through staying quiet and letting the truth reveal itself over time. Here's another powerful psychological truth. Smart people stay quiet because they listen more than they speak. Listening gives them knowledge. Speaking gives them ego. They prefer knowledge. By staying quiet, they learn about people's intentions, insecurities, values, and motives. They notice who is genuine and who is pretending. They understand who talks too much, who never listens, who tries to dominate conversations, and who speaks with wisdom. Silence gives them clarity that constant talking can never provide. Smart. People also know that silence can't be used against them. The less you say, the less others can judge, criticize, or manipulate. Silence protects you. It keeps your weaknesses hidden and your strengths subtle. It doesn't expose your next move or your inner thoughts. This psychological protection is one of the biggest reasons highly intelligent people stay. Quiet, they understand the power of staying unpredictable. You'll also notice that smart people often pause before responding. That pause is not hesitation, it's analysis. In that short moment, they evaluate what was said, what the person meant, possible intentions behind the words, and the impact their response might have. That pause is a sign of intelligence, not doubt. It shows the difference between reacting and responding. Anyone can react instantly. It takes intelligence to respond thoughtfully. Another interesting reason smart people stay quiet is because they are comfortable with saying, "I don't know," instead of pretending to know everything. They accept that there's always more to learn. Silence is their way of staying humble, curious, and open-minded. This humility allows them to grow faster than people who talk as if they already know everything. Smart people also stay quiet because they enjoy solitude. They enjoy their inner world, their thoughts, ideas, dreams, and reflections. Silence is where they recharge. It's where they connect with themselves. It's where they solve problems and create solutions. Many breakthroughs happen in silence, not in conversation. Smart people understand the value of that. But here's something even deeper. Silence is how smart people protect their mental energy. Conversations require emotional, intellectual, and social effort. Not every conversation is worth that effort. Smart individuals learn to walk away from draining people. Pointless debates, gossip circles, and loud environments that offer no value. Their silence is a boundary. And finally, the most powerful reason smart people stay quiet is because silence reveals truth. When you stay quiet, people expose themselves. They reveal their intentions, beliefs, intelligence, insecurities, and personalities. Silence is a mirror. It shows you who people really are. Smart people use silence to observe the world more accurately and make better decisions. So the next time you see someone sitting quietly in a room, don't assume they're shy or uninterested. They might be the smartest person there. They might be analyzing, listening, observing, learning, or simply choosing not to waste their words. Silence is not emptiness. Silence is intelligence, strength, clarity, and control. And the people who master it often understand life in a way others never will. If you enjoyed this video and want more powerful insights to psychology and human behavior, make sure you subscribe to HumanX. Your support helps bring more mind-changing content like this straight to your screen. Stay curious, stay aware, and remember, sometimes the most powerful voice is the one that chooses to stay silent.